Hi Gemini, welcome back. Welcome to those of you who are new. If you're new here, my name is Jackie and I post weekly messages for each of the astrological archetypes. I mix tarot with astrology, numerology, psychology, whatever I feel called to do in the moment. I always recommend checking out your rising sign first because that is the way you meet the world, the way the world meets you. It's really the most applicable for your daily experience. And then your sun sign, which is your ego consciousness. It's kind of the soul of who you are. That's the part of you that people get to know after they get to know you for a while. But when they first meet you, after they get to know you after a little while, when they first meet you, they meet you more as your rising sign first. I hope that makes sense without getting too complicated. And then your moon sign, which is your emotions, the way you process emotions. And then Venus is also how you function within relationship, your how you function around money, how you function around your sense of self. So definitely check them out. If you don't know your placements, but you know what time you were born, use any of the free birth chart calculators online to find out your placements. And let's get into stuff. Guys, remember, take what resonates, throw out the rest. This is not a personal reading. So let's get a lay of the land going on here. I'll work the astrology in as we go along. The two stars of the week, really, Mercury going into Virgo, and we have Jupiter still retrograde, popping back to hang out with Saturn in Aquarius. So for you guys, Saturn and Jupiter retrograde are going to be hanging in your 9th house, and the Sun, Mars, and now Mercury in Leo are all going to be in your 3rd house, right? So that's your home, first of all. Your ruler is hanging out in there with a fire sign. So there's going to be a lot of amped up mental stuff going on for you right now. Absolutely. So let's see what's going on. All good stuff. Changes, Gemini, in your mental faculties. Holy cow. Holy cow, for sure. You're really looking at where do you limit yourself, right? And you're recognizing this in exponential ways. With Uranus and Taurus in your 12th house, you're really looking at what are your limiting beliefs in your subconscious. You're looking at the stuff that's hidden. You're looking at your past. You're looking at how things have ended, how things have begun. What is the common denominator in all of this? And you're looking at the good, the bad, and the ugly in all of it, which I really, really like. And a lot of you guys are just doing a lot of changing within yourself. The North Node is still hanging in your 1st house of self. So this is just your attitude is changing, your identity is changing, your approach to life is changing. And what's being released is any sense of unfairness in relationships, any sense of unfairness in any sort of business partnership, and anything having to do with your career. Like, what have you been throwing your what is, I want to say, like the fishing rods, whatever, out into, and what's never biting, and what's going on there, and what's worth it and what's not worth it anymore. A lot of these larger questions are going to be floating around for you. There's no question. And with Pluto in your 8th house of endings and beginnings, there's big change, there's big transformation going on here. I feel like for you guys, it's going so in your favor. And the astrology is just going to get like so much better going into August, going into September. Really good stuff is going to be lightening up. Okay. I'm going to kind of weave in with the Mercury in Leo and the Jupiter retrograde in Aquarius in the 3rd and 9th mean for you as we work through the reading. But let's just get right into this first of all. So we have the 5 of Swords in the reverse. So the 5 of Swords in the reverse is fair fighting. There's a fair fight. And after that fair fight, there's going to be some sort of peace after what's been challenging, what's been troubling. Something coming to light as well. So it's like that something is coming to light. Something needs to be looked at. We have that being clarified by the 2 of Swords in the reverse, which is about confusion and indecision. It's like information overload, but this need to compromise. So it's almost like this... some sort of either realization. Now, this could happen on a micro, small level, or macro, larger level for you in your life, depending on what's going on. But it's like some sort of minor indiscretion could be exposed, but I feel like it's somebody else's. I don't even feel like it's yours. And it's going to be something that can actually come out as being rather validating if that's your experience. For others of you, you're dealing with a situation with other people where there is a strong need to compromise because of some sort of new information that has been thrown into the mix. We have the Page of Cups clarifying that, which is somebody being very immature. Now, for some of you, this could manifest as a breakup. For some of you, this can manifest as somebody being too dependent on a situation. For others of you, this could just indicate somebody's being very, very immature. We have the Hangman, which is Neptune, right? Neptune is the landlord of is the ruler of the 12th house, which is exactly where Uranus is for you. But there could be this confusion, right? This confusion of, if I do this, am I going to end up sacrificing myself? Am I going to end up martyring myself if I do this, right? If I stay in this situation, what do I do about it at this point? What do I do? Because it does seem like something comes to light. You're realizing that you're dealing with somebody who is either very immature, like not thinking straight. They're just not thinking straight. And you're like, if I continue with this business situation, this family situation, whatever, a lot of you guys are going to be dealing with some family stuff. I don't know you, and I don't know what else is aspecting your chart. I'm talking about for the archetype of Gemini right now, right? There's this energy. You got the Sun, you have Mars, and you have Mercury, all in Leo, all in that third house. Again, like I mentioned a few moments ago, which is your house, but what is it? It's the mind, it's thinking, it's siblings, it's your neighborhood, it's your neighbors, it's social activity, it's your interests, it's your education. So all of these things kind of deal with other people, right? And so it's sitting across the wheel from the 9th house, which has to do with your personal philosophy, your higher mindedness, your belief system, your ethics. It also has to do with negotiating. It has to do with laws. It has to do with marketing and advertising. It's also in-laws. It's your stepchildren. It's your mother-in-law. It's your sister-in-law. It's your brother-in-law. It's all of these things, right? So we have Saturn and Jupiter retrograde in Aquarius there. So there's going to be this tension between, your belief system and your connection with these people and like what's actually going on. But you're going to feel very, very motivated to push something forward, right? This has a lot to do with your belief systems, your sibling, your family, especially having to do with that Leo energy. Remember, Leo energy has to do with loyalty. It also has to do with the idea of children, the idea of creativity, what we want to do because we want to do it, but it's about this sense of balance as well, right? This is also one of the balance energies. So if there's been a lack of balance, you're going to feel very, very motivated. There's going to be a lot, because whatever house the Sun transits, that's our focus for the month. So for you guys, the focus is on your home, your third house energy, communication, where you live, short distance travel, your neighborhood, your neighbors, extended family, siblings, any of those things. So again, however it would manifest for you, but it does seem like some sort of realization is coming out that's going to put you in a space where it's like, I'm not sure how I'm feeling about this. I'm really just not sure. I mean, some of you might be very unclear about something having to do with work, so you want to hold off on signing any sort of contract, dealing with any sort of legal matters for sure. This could also have to do with just some sort of maybe delay and having to do with a remodel or sale or purchase, and this is creating confusion for some of you. Maybe you're realizing something about the property here. That's how it can manifest for some of you. Others of you are like, I don't know if I could continue in this connection because I don't know if I'm going to end up martyring myself for the situation. We have the 10 of Wands. So yeah, I was kind of figuring this. And then we have the 3 of Swords in reverse. So 3 of Swords in reverse is about apologies. So the 10 of Wands, for those of you who don't know, the 10 of Wands is about overwhelmed, feeling very overwhelmed, very burdened, lots of responsibilities, literally out in the 3D, but also an overload mentally as well, but this is a Saturn and Sagittarius energy, and Saturn is about delay, it's about restriction, it's about responsibility, it's about no, not yet, right? And Sagittarius is all about moving forward. Saturn does not like to be in Sagittarius. Sagittarius is like, I want to break free and I want to travel, and Saturn's like, no, you have to stay here. And that could be very it's like this tension between what it is that you want to do and what it is that you're able to do, what it is that you want to have and what you're able to have. So clarifying that, though, there are going to be some sort of apologies and recovering, like getting past something. And we have the Knight of Cups in reverse, which is about unrealistic expectations. And you might be dealing with somebody who is unrealistic and perhaps pretty moody, very kind of moody, one way 1 minute, the next way the next minute. You're just really like not even sure. But what I like about this is you're fully learning from the past. Now, for some of you, somebody returns home. So this could be those of you who are maybe staying someplace, you're going back home, or if somebody moves out of your home, them coming back home, and you going back home. Something about returning home for some of you, for that manifests like that for you. But it could also just be simply learning from the past. And what are you learning? You're learning that you've been dealing with kind of immature energies. You're dealing with people, other energies who are very, very overwhelmed. I'm kind of getting this kind of, I keep saying kind of, sorry, that's horrible. But I am getting this feeling of recognizing from a helicopter viewpoint what someone else's experience has been in some sort of situation that you've been engaged with them in. It's not like walking in their shoes, but it's, trying your very best to be empathetic about a situation. I feel like, and it's through that that you're going to be realizing, wow, it's just not, they're not realistic in their approach to life. They're just not. And that's just, something maybe is very unfair or whatever, or, they're being self-serving, whatever it is. But it's this recognition. But I feel like this is a very healthy space for you to be in, because it's like, you're not looking to point fingers. It's almost like this just recognition of, all right, that's their experience. That's why they're acting this way. Like understanding in your own space. Then we have the Eight of Pentacles, which is focusing on responsibilities, whatever it is that you have to do. You do in your own work, right? Because the eight is the number of mastery. So this is the Sun and Virgo energy. So first of all, you focus on fixing problems, right? I mean, the Sun and Virgo is like, let's focus on fixing problems. Let's focus on what do we have to do? Let's be diligent. Let's be responsible. What do we have to do? Let's sit down and figure this out. For some of you, this could show up as an opportunity to further your education or your skill set, furthering yourself along in some sort of new venture that you're taking on. Maybe you're taking some sort of webinar, seminar, something like that, anything like that. But I like it because it's focusing on, all right, this is a situation. What do I have to do to get to this next point? And being very accountable to yourself, which I really, so healthy. And we have clarifying that, the Page of Swords. So I really like this because this is something useful coming in. So you learning something useful, you getting help from somebody around you to further your ambitions. For some of you, this could indicate a contract coming your way regarding a job, some sort of creative endeavor, any kind of agreement. You get in that house, you get in that job, somebody's going to finance that, fill in the blank, whatever it is. So really good. I mean, I do like this because while it's happening, and I like this for you too, because the axis that's being lit up, it's like all about the 3rd and 9th axis is all about you and Sagittarius together. You guys are like frenemies, right? But you guys work together. It's all about negotiating, signing on the bottom line, doing business. What do we have to do? Let's get this done, kind of thing, right? Definitely can manifest like that. So I feel like there's some sort of information coming in that's going to be so nice for you. My goodness, look at this. We have the Ace of Wands clarifying this. This is great for new beginnings, any kind of new enterprise, any kind of creative project. Ideas are going to be popping. Beautiful for relationship. Excellent if you're trying to get pregnant. Excellent if you're trying to start a new relationship. Right? Nothing to not like here. And then wrapping this energy up, clarifying the Ace of Wands, we have the Judgment. So the Judgment is really nice about assessment, right? And it's just saying, all right, let go of the past, making that decision, spiritually waking up, seeing things differently, changing the glasses that I've been wearing, right? And this is about assessing. If it has to do with relationship, it's assessing the love and the commitment and the connection within that relationship and shifting it into a new phase. So for some of you, you might need to reconcile with somebody in this energy, because it is a Pluto, judgment is a Pluto energy in astrology, right? So it's about endings and beginnings and the need to transform something right now. And it just so happens that Pluto is sitting in your 8th house right now. So there's a lot of changes. So and now for some of you, you might be together. It's like, what are you talking about? I'm not reconciling, although I do recognize that I'm assessing the past. So some of you within the relationship might be in a space where you're reconciling where there have been differences in the past, where things need to be handled in another way, which is really nice. If this has to do with career or money, this is acknowledgement coming in for your that's going to incite success for you. Finances improving. For others of you, you might be making a decision about a property, or some sort of you might feel very drawn to an old property or a place that holds very happy memories for you, right? Have very happy memories for you. So that's what I have for this first sort of laying of the land, weaving in the astrology. Hope that was helpful. All right, so now we're going to do a Celtic cross spread for the general, and then we'll go into relationship. I'll timestamp below like I always do. I should probably say that sooner in the video than it's after 16 minutes. Knight of Wands. Knight of Wands. Fire up your ambition. Fire it up, Gemini. We know that already, though. We've been talking about that for the longest time. Seems like, doesn't it? Star. It's the challenge. Challenge is the star. All right, let's lay it out. Gemini, the devil is the base and the Page of Cups is the cousin. It's like the present situation. It's like, why can't they just not be like that kind of energy? Why do things have to be like this? Okay, well, let's talk about this. We have the 10 of Cups coming into this, which I really like. 10 of Cups is being very cognizant of family, contentment, focusing on the benefits of security, focusing on your security, partnership, whatever you were working on, you're saying, all right, I'm ready to go in that direction. So whatever it is, you being very focused on improving communication, improving that relationship, improving your career, improving a relationship with the family, whatever it is, you being very much in that space of saying, yeah, that's what I want. That's what I want. That's what I'm bringing myself, right? That was like in that space of manifesting where you were at. Right now, we have the beautiful Knight of Wands. Yeah. So you're just very jammed up to get things going on, right? I mean, this is you wanting to just lift blocks, make decisions. Come on, let's go. I'm tired of waiting for this stuff. Let's just move forward, right? And you're very fired up. There's a very positive energy in this way. It really, really is, right? Because it's about Scorpio. It's Scorpio and Sag. So we have Scorpio is all about transformation. Again, Sagittarius, moving forward, right? With integrity, with your belief system, just really nice. And it's as a result of a change in your belief system. And that's a really good way of looking at this. It's like, okay, I'm realizing that this is truly the manifestation of it. And I always say this, if you keep doing what you did, you're going to keep getting what you got. I'm a big believer in that. I've always said that, right? So here it's like, okay, you know what? I'm willing to tweak this thought, that approach, this mindset, and I'm ready to go. Let's jam it up. But then we have the stars crossing you. It's a challenge. So this can indicate either you or an energy that you're dealing with giving up too easily on something, on a project, on something. You might be dealing with, you might be having a creative block. You might be knowing in your mind's eye exactly what you have to do, but for some reason you can't explain. You're like, why do I feel this element of procrastination alive and well? Why? You know, like, what's going on? Why do I feel this sort of like dragging kind of thing? Don't beat yourself up if you're feeling that. Guys, seriously, mind over matter. If you're feeling like this, you have Neptune and Pisces in the 10th house. So if anything that has to do with your long-term goals and you knowing that you have to do this and then that and then that, and you're just like, I don't know, I'm confused, I don't know, you know, I just feel blocked. I'm not sure, what's going on. That's just because you have Neptune and Pisces. Don't worry about it. It's there. This is very workable, because the benefit of Neptune and Pisces is you're allowing yourself to dream the dream, right? Which is great. But the downside of that could be sort of this very nebulous hangman kind of energy, right? Because Neptune is the hangman energy, where it's like smoke and mirrors. I'm just not sure. If I do this, then that. Don't allow the fears to like step into the room with you. Seriously, like mind over matter when it comes to this. Truly, don't let this be a block, because this can be very well, for some of you, being too attached to a fantasy of an idea of an outcome while overlooking the details in the situation today. Right? Now, for others of you, it might manifest as you feel pulled into a false sense of security in something that really doesn't have much of a foundation or very little chance of success, right? And you're feeling this sense of lack right now. So even though you're feeling very like jammed up and ready to go and just like take over the world, there is this energy that's sort of blocking you. And you're like, why can't they just get out of the way, right? With the devil as the foundation, this is the basis energy, right? So the devil, I want you to think about the devil always as a shackling energy. It's not only about addiction. It doesn't always mean someone's cheating. It doesn't always mean somebody is lying, but it always does mean imbalance because of something or an imbalance, better to say, that's creating a shackling experience, right? Like, what's going on here? Is there somebody being too controlling? If it has to do with a relationship, yeah, I mean, it can have to do with codependent patterns. It can have to do with an affair, narcissism, anything like that. Being, needing to still deal with that ex because of some sort of financial dependence or ongoing money or property issue, anything like that keeps you tied to them. That's a shackling kind of thing because of imbalance. If it has to do with career or money, some sort of very unfair contract, something that just seems very toxic, something unfair. But you have to stick with the situation because of some sort of financial dependence. But it doesn't matter, regardless, it's some sort of dealing with an energy that's difficult. Some of you might be dealing with a difficult landlord, just domineering people in general. And it's like, why are they being like that? Why are they being like that? They really need to calm down. And the thing is, with the South Node in Sagittarius in the 7th house for you, in that Libra energy, which is the justice. Justice is all about the scales and what's fair. You want to release anything that's not fair. You're like, can't they just let it go? Let's just go. Page of Cups. This is a great energy. This is a personification of water, emotions. You're ready for this new cycle in a way that speaks to any emotional aspect of your life, having to do with love, money, family, anything like that. New, really wanting this next page. You're so ready to turn the page. You're just so ready to turn the page. If only they could stop doing whatever they're doing. If they could please stop being crazy, stop being, challenging, stop being stubborn, stop being fill in the blank person that this Gemini is dealing with, right? Anything like that. And on a more specific level, look, because this is general message, let me throw it all out there. You might be struggling with this. Where might you be a little imbalanced, a little too dug into your morals? Maybe, are you struggling with an addiction? Are you struggling with something where you feel like you're out of balance? If you are, listen, this is life. Life is complex, right? Never beat yourself up. The gift is in the realization and the understanding, and then being responsible from there. We all have stuff, right? I mean, so that's what I see is happening here. But the recommended approach is Page of Pentacles. Yeah, amen to that. Move it forward. Just moving it forward. Focus on moving it forward, moving it forward. This is a very hardworking energy. Focusing on the success of something, focusing on glass half full, focusing on what you can control, looking for the good, dimming out the bad, pivoting your energy if you feel yourself getting sucked into a negative mindset, whatever that means for you. Wherever you can control really good energy. Page of Pentacles for some of you can mean time to leave whatever it was that you're doing, get a new job, right? This is the recommendation. Get a new job. Get a new relationship if you're in something highly, highly unhealthy. Because you're going to be doing a lot of work in something that's meant for you. It's personification of earth. And earth is really about our element of groundedness. So putting hard work into whatever is going to help you feel more grounded. So obviously, if you're in a very toxic work environment, if you're in a very toxic relationship, you putting a lot of hard work into what I would consider a room of smoke. What's real in there if it's toxic? So you focusing on where is the potential for growth in your life, and you focusing on that. The energy external to you, now this could be an external person that you're dealing with, or just the energy that's surrounding you. The Ten of Swords, it's endings. And there's a history here. And it's the finality and the release of this that's going to release you from the frustration and stress. But it's like, it's done, it's done, it's done. Put a fork in it, right? It's like one sword at a time over time has happened here. So this can indicate realizing that you're done with that job. That family connection is no longer able to go back to what it was. Doesn't mean you can't love them from across the street, but it just can't be that anymore. As there's this transformation energy that happens here, and it's for the better, right? However this is happening, whatever's done here, whatever's done, even if it's painful, even if somebody is ending something with you, whatever it was not healthy, if you're really honest with yourself. So now it's time to release that. But the challenge for you is the sun. And I don't care if it's in the challenge, if it's upright, if it's reverse, whatever. The sun is never, never negative. It's just not. There's no negative. There's no negative, solid negative interpretation other than to just say, delay. And you might be feeling bummed out right now because, and not necessarily depressed, maybe like low-key anxious might be a better word, because it's like you feel like you're in the space of waiting, right? I feel like everybody is, but I feel like it's going to be very strong for you. And that could be the block, the delay in something, the waiting. Beautiful Queen of Wands in the near future, stepping into your power, being strong, and having the strength to make things happen in a way that better serves you. So whatever that is, this is energizing your relationship, energizing your work experience, energizing your perception of family. And what does that even mean? It means literally recognizing what you can control, what you can't. Whatever happened. We're all here doing the best we can, and sometimes people's energies just cannot. They can't mesh for a boatload of reasons. But this is positive because you're going to feel energized. It's going to be a very interesting space of change / acceptance that's going to be going on for you guys. Really nice energy here. And I love the Seven of Wands and Mars and Leo. Yeah, I love it. Mars is in Leo right now, hanging out there with the Sun and Mercury. Yes, you're saying look, this is the line in the sand. This is it. This is a lot of resilience with this energy to overcome whatever challenge you're dealing with. Success is right there for you. Your morals, your personal philosophy, very important to you right now. Very important. Even if for those of you in relationship, things might be a little challenging right now, and you might be in the space where, temporarily anyway, where you feel like you have to, I'm going to say fight for the relationship, but maybe stand up for the relationship. Or there could even be this could actually even be experienced with any of your relationships. Like, for example, let's say your significant other really dislikes one of your friends, and you sort of, having their back about a situation. That's great to do. If your significant other thinks that your friend did something maybe disrespectful to you, maybe you understand better the depth of the situation in a different way, and you're a little more forgiving and accepting. If they would do it for you, if your friend would have your back, then definitely do it. Same thing for a family member, any kind of relationship. Right, that's how it can manifest for some of you. But for others of you, it's obstacles, but you being able to get over them. And you draw a line in the sand. But even if it's only within your own head, even if it's just to yourself, it's you saying, okay, I've identified in myself, I could deal with this, and I could deal with that. Maybe the next person wouldn't be able to. I'm not them, they're not me, okay? But I can't deal with this. And this is absolutely a deal breaker. You know what I mean? Like that kind of thing. So I like that. Let's go into relationship. For those of you dealing with relationship, I'll pull some cards at the end for those of you in separation, depending on how these come out. Seven of Wands again. Oh, Seven of Swords. Okay. So the Ten of Wands in the past, just this feeling of overwhelm, being very burdened, overwhelmed. Let's just say overwhelmed. Tons of responsibilities in life, impacting the relationship, issues within the relationship impacting your life. Whatever it is like this overload of things. Overload. You know, and I often call the Ten of Wands a catch-22 kind of energy as well. Is it's like the kind of thing where you know you have to do something, but you're so overwhelmed and so busy with just life, whether it's children, whether it's work, whether it's a family illness, whether it's a family lawsuit, something, right? That and it's like you're so overwhelmed. And you know you need to make change, but you can't, you know? And that's the catch-22. It's like, you know you need to make the change. Even if it's like you're working 1,000,000 hours a week, you're not paying attention to your relationship, right? When maybe your relationship is being neglected because of other things going on in life. You might not even be very receptive to this reading right now, right? It's like that kind of thing because you feel like very full in the head because of it. But it's like, there's no way out. Like you have to do what you're doing. You have to work the way that you're working in order to make the money that you need to pay your bills. You have to deal with that family situation because nobody else is there to do it. You have to do whatever it is. You're feeling like, yeah, I know I have to make the change, but guess what? I can't. I'm the only one who can do it. This is what I have to do right now. What are you not seeing, kind of thing. So that was the energy from the past. We have the Ace of Pentacles here, which is nice. Because this is a very good, just a very good energy for connection. It's very good for money. It's happiness. It's contentment. It's getting what you want. It's coming to you pretty quickly, or at least shown how to achieve what it is that you want. In other words, it can be some sort of signpost that's being presented to either of you or both of you. That would indicate this new beginning for you. So for some of you, you ended a relationship here because it became too overwhelming. The Ace of Pentacles for some of you is meaning starting a new relationship, making a new connection here. Very, very fortuitous energy, though. There's no question that's happening for you right now. And I know a lot of you are feeling it. I know a lot of you are still dealing with, you know, it's like a very weird mix for a lot of Geminis right now. Weird mix. There's certainly change. The underlying narrative is definitely change. We all know that. We've been talking about it. But it's like there's good stuff popping up and there are these challenges to release. And it's just this very interesting period of feeling the energy like sort of turning, right? But you feel the new. Final outcome energy, getting over it, whatever it is. So it's nice. Seven of Wands could be a little challenging because it's obstacles. Just know that something isn't going to be easy in this relationship. Something is going to have to be dealt with in order to make it work. You may feel like you might need to change your approach to relationship in a way that you never, like a mindset that you never thought you would be okay with. But then you're going to realize that what you've been feeling very dug in about, if you release the hold on that mindset just a little bit, just for a time period, just to see, you're going to see that it's actually going to end up being a gift to you, which could be a nice thing for many of you. For others of you, this is you just being very decided about what it is that you can accept and can't accept in relationship. And the advice is to look at, where are boundaries overstepped? Where is there selfishness alive in this connection? Who's running away from responsibility? Who's being dishonest? Is there immorality being exercised here? Because you might have to play somebody at their own game to find out what you need to know about a situation, even if it's just to sort of confirm something that you sort of feeling intuitively regarding somebody in this relationship. And then we have the external others, 10 of Pentacles. Sometimes it's very much a family energy, right? It's about maturity, deepening of commitment, shared values, property, legacy. Maybe your partner's getting some sort of inheritance. That could certainly be a situation, especially because you have Pluto and Capricorn in the 8th. That could certainly indicate that. But anything having to do with that. But this is also a will you marry me card. You know, let's grow this. Let's take care of it. So Gemini, I have to tell you, I feel like the energy that's surrounding you and this person that you're in this relationship with, they want to have this with you. They want to grow with you. But I'm just wondering if maybe their approach to things aren't a little questionable to you, maybe. You know, maybe you just have to, you have to communicate about things more. But 10 of Pentacles is a very beautiful energy. Just to be surrounded by that is very nice. Now we have the 2 of Wands as your hope and fear, which always comes up as a block, right? The 2 of Wands is, Mars and Aries energy, first of all. So this is about, like, it's a great energy about moving forward. So making plans moving forward here. But there are 2 aspects of a situation that you're trying to figure out which is going to be best for you, right? What should I do? Should I stay in this relationship? Should I go? I'm definitely staying in this relationship, but should we move here or should we move there? Should we have a baby? Should we not? Should we get married? Should we not? Should we do this or that kind of thing? And you being in this space of figuring out what the right thing is. And you may very well be in this space of, I'm not sure. You know, you're just not sure. And what's interesting is you have Chiron retrograde in Aries in your 11th house of hopes and wishes in the future, sitting opposite Libra in your 5th house, right, of romance and falling in love. And what's so funny to me is that you're so decided about so many things in your life right now, right? But with Chiron retrograde, which is, again, all about healing, but when it sits opposite Libra, Libra's the most indecisive sign. So it's like you're healing, you feel the change, you feel the move, you know, energetically in the relationship, you feel it, but you're not, it's like the jury's not out yet about how you want to handle something. And you're just not sure. You're trying to figure out what the right answer is for you. But it does seem like somebody wants a whole lot with you. I could tell you that. And we have the 4, oh, careful, Gemini. The 4 of Cups is the outcome. Because this is like restless, very apathetic, feeling disillusioned about a situation. Be careful here, because you might be correct. Somebody in this the person that you're dealing with in the relationship may definitely be acting in ways that you could call out that you are not happy with, whatever it is. They're not communicating well, they're not being transparent, they're not bringing enough to the table, they're maybe being greedy in some way, whatever the case is. All of that might be real, but there's some sort of unhealed issue inside of you from the past that needs addressing right now, that's playing into how this relationship is being experienced. So that's not to say, because I was right, you guys have been watching me for a while, what I always call the 4 of Cups is the checklist card. This is never going to work because they do this, 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 and this. And they don't do that, and that, right? And it's like, you might be totally right, but guess what? That's not the whole story. The reason those things are bothering you so much is because of this underlying unhealed thing. Underlying unhealed. And this is where I say, my friends, if you know your birth chart, study your nodes, study your Black Moon Lilith energy. Know where these hang out in your chart. It's a lot to cover in these general messages. Though I work with a lot of you privately. A lot of you I don't. Those of you that I do know how much I focus on this. Those of you that I don't, find out about your Black Moon Lilith placement, your nodal energies, because you might find that the answer to what I'm talking about here in the Four of Cups energy may very well lie in the dynamic between your South Node and your North Node. This is like so important for us to really, it's the most important tool. If we're going to use astrology as a tool to better ourselves in life, it's so highly important to understand the dynamic of these energies and how they can manifest. So look it up on the free birth chart calculator. I know not everybody can get private readings. I totally get it. And I'm not even suggesting you get it from me. If you get it from any responsible a lot of astrologers don't throw this in, so make sure you request it. But look it up. North Node at your North Node and your South Node. Don't only look at the signs though, guys. Make sure you look at the house placements. That will inform how you're going to experience it. Okay, super important to understand, right? So right now, transiting Gemini is the sign of Gemini is the North Node, right, of the transiting energies. That's not your natal placement. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. Your birth placement at birth, you were assigned a North and South Node, okay? So it's important to know your personal nodal energies. When I refer to the transiting, that just means that whatever energy is transiting is the North and South Node, that karmic energy is going to be impacting that sign and house for you transiting. It's not as powerful. Right? I hope that wasn't confusing. My apologies if it wasn't my intention, but that really, I was called to say that with the Four of Cups energy. If you feel like, where you just can't get out of your own way, like, you know what I mean? Like it's that thing. What is it? Why do I keep doing that? Oh, why can't I just be okay with A, B, and C? The best way to truly understand yourself is to fully understand your nodal energies. I will, at some point, be doing video. I don't get in a lot of requests, beautiful requests. Thank you so much for your interest in, but lots of interest in me doing a video on the houses and the nodal energies and all of that. And it's definitely on my plate of things to do coming up in the fall. Okay. This is for those of you in separation. I'm feeling lost and I don't know what to do about it. We have that clarified by the snake. Competition, enemy, clever, malicious, looking over your shoulder, the other woman. Interesting. I didn't realize I loved you until it was too late. I'm so sorry. And then we have chaser. Chaser in a codependent relationship, fear of abandonment issues. So Gemini, even if you're with somebody, this might be somebody from your past. It's like they're missing you, but they acted in some sort of shady way. So they had like fear of abandonment issues. I couldn't handle my true feelings for you, so I kept you as a friend and nothing more. Okay, this can happen even if they're still in relationship, where as a defense mechanism, they kick into that mode. Self-absorbed narcissist, one-sided relationship, love bombing. Yeah, Gem, if you were not giving them the food they wanted, and what I mean by that, before you look into that, when we talk about narcissistic tendencies, narcissists need a supply. They need somebody to work off of. They need an energy to sort of gobble up in order to keep that dysfunction going. And the worst thing for a narcissist is when somebody decides to stop being their food, their supply, and kind of, hold the mirror up and call them out on their stuff. Narcissists hate for nothing more, and I really don't think any energy is better at doing that than a Gemini, to be honest with you, because you're all about communication, right? Most of you out there have probably at one point or another in your life have been accused of having a very sharp tongue, and you said, yes, thank you very much. And then we have, I'm sorry for judging you and hurting your feelings. Because Geminis don't do it to be hurtful. Geminis do it's a very you guys are a very truthful energy. You are. Sorry for judging you and hurting your feelings. Engagement ring, partnership, commitment, completion, and eternity. So I don't know if this is somebody that you're either in separation with right now or somebody from your past who could still be in your energy. This is somebody who feels did not handle things the right way, are feeling very sorry about it. It's very interesting. It's like, but can I tell you, Gemini, I actually don't feel like you were dealing with like a narcissist, somebody with a narcissistic personality disorder. I almost kind of even hate that saying, but it's just a good umbrella term, right? But this was somebody very self-absorbed, probably very, very vulnerable, very insecure with fear of abandonment issues. So, you know, instead of showing up in the relationship, the second that they felt challenged, they would go and hide behind the big metaphorical rock and then throw stones at you, kind of thing, and try to say things that weren't true, whatever it is, and try to deflect and turn things around and judge you and try to hurt you without looking at themselves. So it does seem like that was going on, but it seems like whatever energy was experiencing this, and I'm not suggesting that you go back to them. I'm just saying this is like the weather for the energy of another energy that you were dealing with. There is this, you know, the element of self-absorption ended up being the demise of the connection here ultimately, but it's like they feel very sorry for it and they are viewing you as the one who got away. So interesting. Okay, my friends, I hope this was helpful in some way. Thank you so much for joining me. Have an awesome week, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.